Being a consulting engineer, it defines our attitude towards our client, towards our business. It's really about being the guy in the room who knows the answer before the question's asked, not going to a meeting with questions without any type of a reference point. So it's really about, here's what we think, and getting their verification or agreement, and then working through that, not being so set on what our thoughts are, but being flexible enough to know that there are many ways to accomplish the same task or design the same system or address the same needs of the building. We're flexible enough to work around those particular nuances.
They get really invested in what they're building and why they're building it. As the director of construction, I'm responsible for the scope, the budget, the schedule, but we also have these stakeholders, the doctors, the nurses, and the other directors that are going to use the project that we're building. And that's where I believe it's really important, number one, to listen and to hear what their needs are. But number two, again, just to be open, honest, and frank about what we can and can't do. And then they walk this great balancing act between me, who, I'm looking at schedule, I'm looking at budget, and you have those stakeholders that are, dreaming for what they really would love to have to do what they do. And they do that really, really well.
To develop that relationship, we have to be aware of what our clients' needs are, and we have to be sacrificial sometimes of our own schedules in order to do what we need to do to make the client happy and make the product the best it can be.
I like to think I'm like part of the client's team, so I'm their engineer, like almost as if I'm their staff engineer rather than just an engineer on the team who can get them answers if they need it. So there's the work aspect of, I take pride in my work and I work hard to do a good product for our client, but at the same time, I like the people that I work with because I work with them a lot. We can joke around, it's not super serious all the time, and so it just makes working here that much more enjoyable.
Since 2008, we started at around maybe 12 employees, and we've grown now to about 34 employees. And then every time we expanded, Regions was there. And so they were the natural go-to bank to get funding to help with our ESOP plans.
Our relationship with Mike and Phil and DWG goes back probably 20 plus years now. They were a small and growing engineering firm here in Charleston. They were considering a potential sale of the company, but they didn't like the idea of losing the identity of the company. So the more they thought about it, they ultimately settled on the idea of an employee stock ownership program whereby they could transition the ownership of the company to the associates themselves.
I already had a pretty high motivation to work hard and take pride in my work, but now it feels different because instead of just receiving a paycheck, I receive stock in the company. So I'm also investing in this place that I work.
The heavy work now in front of us is really just protecting legacy and passing on legacy and seeing the next generation of managers and owners rise to make it even better than what we've done.